What's up, weirdos? What's going on, guys? What is happening? I'm late today. I am late. Holy smokes. Got stuck down at the dealership much longer than I had anticipated, but I'm here. I'm here. Let's get this, guys. Let's get this. How's everybody doing? How's it going today, guys? Seems like, just like I told you guys yesterday, probably going to see a little bit of a red Monday, and it's not even as red as I thought it was going to be, if I'm being honest with you. It could get a little bit redder as the evening goes on, but I did tell you guys we were probably going to see a red Monday followed by a green rest of the week. So far, it's playing out. So far. So we'll see what happens, but let's get into it here. We got some super chats to get into. What do we got there? She is Gamma Goddess. Happy Monday, Robin fam. The beginning of crypto week begins. What do you think this week will look like? I hope the altcoins start to rally soon. Thank you for all you do. I'm grateful for our family. Absolutely. Amen, Gamma Goddess. And I agree. Little bit of a red Monday. Not even really. It's more of like a mixed bag Monday than a red Monday. And I think the rest of the week's going to be, for the most part, pretty green. Look at that long wick on Bitcoin. A lot of profit taken there. Holy smokes, $123,258. Holy samoli. That is crazy. Strawberry Dragon, how's it going? Nice music. I like it. Happy Monday. 100 push-ups. Last time I did exercise on camera in a live stream, though, people whined and complained about it. Remember, I was walking on a treadmill and people were acting like I shot their dogs. So, yeah, maybe I can't do that. I can't do that. But yes, thank you so much. Kizza, what's up, man? Hey, Rob. Hope you're good. Hope we see some positive outcomes from the crypto week. Yeah, you and me both, man. I'm hoping it's not a nothing burger, right? Hoping. Yeah, see how we've dropped back down below 120,000? It looks like 120,000 is going to be a psychological level we're probably going to battle with here, right? We're holding just on it right now. So don't be surprised to see 120,000 start to act like a level of resistance. It's a pretty strong psychological level. So Twitch says he did not get this notification. That is scam. Terry, what's going on, buddy? I'm on the job listening right now. Thank you so much to everyone for all y'all do. Hey, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Okay, Lily's in the house. What's going on? Let's go. Unknown, Rob. When House Hippo? Yes. When House Hippo. I guess maybe the House Hippo pump is kind of worn off, guys, right? The House Hippo pump has worn off. So I guess we're going to have to recharge the House Hippo pump.
It's nighttime in a kitchen just like yours. All is quiet. Or is it? The North American house hippo is found throughout Canada and the eastern United States. House hippos are very timid creatures and are rarely seen, but they will defend their territory if provoked. They come out at night to search for food, water, and materials for their nests. The favorite foods of the house hippo are chips, raisins, and the crumbs from peanut butter on toast. They build their nests in bedroom closets, using lost mittens, dryer lint, and bits of string. The nests have to be very soft and warm. House hippos sleep about 16 hours a day.
That looked really real, but you knew it couldn't be true, didn't you?
Do your research, guys. House Hippo pump in effect. All right, we have activated the House Hippo pump. We'll see what happens. Rob's the man, our wizard, the crypto savior. There you go. Penny Packer, what's going on? Still stacking as much TARS as I can afford. That's a good plan, man. That's a good plan. Unknown says hit the like and subscribe on your way in, everyone. Yeah, what are we at, guys? We got 274 people watching, and we got 74 likes. Guys, we can do better. Let's get to 200 likes. We got this. Twitch, grab some more Miria. There you go. Yo Mars, what's going on, buddy? Paul, good to see you, man. Devin, do you know if Junction nodes are down today? I do not know, to be honest with you. I just got home, so I'm not too sure. I haven't heard anything. Wendy, good morning. love the beats. Awesome. There you go. Oh, House, what's up, man? Got $1,100 waiting. I'm hoping for a pullback week, keeping that dry powder on the side. I don't know, man. I think we're going to see a red Monday followed by a pretty green week. It's possible we could see a red week. It's possible. This pump could have been, over the last few days, could have just been the market pricing in crypto week, right? That's entirely possible, man. So I'm not gonna vote against that. That's for sure. Where were we? Loss. People were getting worried about you in the chat. Yeah. I was down at the dealership. I'm like 2 hours behind my schedule right now for the day. So, Parallel Life, what's going on? Trizzy's in the house. Is Rob a wizard? A wizard is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to. Crypto Big Dog, what's up, man? Big Rob calling the fake Sunday pump as usual. My guy, there you go, man. Never trust a Sunday pump. You know what it is. Ramona, let's get those likes up. Good to see you, Ramona. How did the open mic session go last night? Hopefully you guys had some fun. I don't even know what time it ended at. I was pretty worn out yesterday. Easy, yo, chilling like a villain today, ready to gas. Yeah, I'm gonna do some DCAing today, guys. My buy alerts will be over on the Patreon shortly after the stream is over. Joy, what's going on? Good to see you. Happy Monday. Hit the likes. Absolutely hit the likes. Absolutely. Ron, what's good, man? What's a good exit price for H-bar? I've asked a few times in the group chat without an answer. I mean, probably I would be out of H-bar before it hits $1, maybe 85 cents, something like that, because $1 is going to be a pretty hard psychological level for H-bar to pass. So you might get close and not quite get there, man. Shannon, what's going on? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Daryl, all right. Let's go. God bless you and your family, too. Make sure you hit the likes and subscribe, guys. Helps the channel grow. Does not cost you a single solitary thing. So go ahead and check that out for me real quick. It would be greatly appreciated, guys, right? All right. What else do we have? Twitch. I think you need some pre-live Oh, yeah, I read that already. Ramona. It was good as usual. I shut it down at 2:30. Nice. Yeah, we love the open mics. Jake the Snake. Roberto, please hit the 50 push-ups on camera. Yeah, if I do that, people will act like I shot their dog or kicked their cat or something. What do we got? JM, can you take a look at the Nadix chart? I suppose I could do that. Nadix. Got a bit of a double top playing out here on Nadix right now, man. A little bit of a double top taking place here on Nadix. Looks like it's trying to hold support. You could see Nadix come back down to around 3090, 3089. I could see that happening if this double top plays out. I could see it. Yeah. Yep, we'll see. We shall see. Matt, my dude, my brother, supporting Crypto Blueprint as per usual. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Make sure you say thank you to Matt if you got that gifted membership, guys. What do we got? H. Barbarina in the house. What's going on? Oh, house. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. I caught myself bobbing my head to the music. There you go, man. I got you. Penny Packer, can you take a look at TARS? Why not? Still in a bit of an accumulation phase here. Let's clean it up and have a fresh look. You know what this looks eerily similar to? Just this part of it here. Kind of looks like maybe Swift. Is it Swiftcoin and XCN? Nope, not XCN. Is it Swift that looked like that? I'll go back to TARS in a second. Hang on. The chart looks very familiar. Nope, it's not Swift. What chart was I looking at that looked just like that? Jasmine? Similar. Yeah, here we go. Jasmine. Right here. Right? You went up. Look at this. Very, very familiar. That, and then you go back over to TARS, TAI. Look at, you kind of got the similar thing playing out here for TARS, right? Yeah, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see a nice solid break to the upside here, in my opinion, on TARS really, really soon. This is looking very, very good. Similar to how Jasmine just broke out, right? Very similar to that. High to the low, 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 low. So yeah, you're trying to catch support here at your 236 around 8 cents. If you can hold support, bounce back to the upside. You've been rejecting off of your 382 at 9 cents 255. You got to break above there. I think once you break above there, eventually, I think on this next run, you're going to see it run up somewhere between your 786 and your 618. So probably somewhere around between 11 cents 2 and 12 cents 6. It's going to be your next move on TARS, in my opinion. Something like that. Something like that. JD Beats, what's up, man? Was there a coaching call earlier? No, I was running behind. The coaching call that was scheduled today will happen a little while after this live stream is done. Angelo, why is the sound like 90s pop? Nick, what's up, buddy? $8 gas fee to buy $100 with it. Yeah, people are probably doing a lot of DCAing today on Ethereum. The network's probably pretty busy right now. Twitch is killing it now with the music. I love this place. For real. Spuds, what's up, buddy? Liquidity's in the house. What's good, beautiful people? Hope you're doing amazing. B is in the house. What's going on? Liquidity, I don't mind consolidation Monday. We can cool off a bit, maybe DCA. Either way, some projects still pumping or catching up. It'll be great. Yes, absolutely, man. Yeah, this is like, guys, we're in the beginning phases of something very, very magical. I hope you guys know that. Don't look at the hourly or the daily and be discouraged. These next 5 months are going to be life-changing, right? So zoom out, man. Zoom out. Trizzy, good to see you, man. B, reddish Monday, all good for crypto week. Yeah. David, hey, Rob, I have some dry powder. Which would you choose, Zebek or Cookie, today or tomorrow? I'm going to be DCAing today because I got a feeling tomorrow probably will be green. Unless the pump that happened last week was basically the market pricing in crypto week. That's a possibility, but I don't think so. Right? So I'm going to be DCAing today. I'll save some dry powder for tomorrow just in case it's red. I'll buy more tomorrow. Oh no, you're late. Did you tell your wife to keep us posted on if it's a boy or a girl? Yeah. No, I was at the dealership. Ari, cheers. Nice. Enjoying the cruise. I'm still jealous, Ari. I'm still jealous. Raymond, good to see you, man. Focus, have you looked at SEI lately using Chainlink and just partnered with Revolut? Yeah, we have been watching SEI, actually. We have been watching it over on the Patreon, man. Rob on the treadmill soon. Too many people complain about it. That's good news for SEI. Rob doesn't ride a treadmill. Treadmills ride Rob. There you go. Yeah, I'm like Chuck Norris. You know, Chuck Norris uses a pen and pencil to mine Bitcoin. Once upon a time. Once a ton of pine. Gain, what's going on? Hey, Rob, what's your prediction for tomorrow CPI? I think we see a little bit of volatility, but I don't know. Is CPI? Did we get the numbers for CPI yet? Do you know for sure the numbers are higher, or are you just are you asking me to guess if they're higher? Let's go, crypto weirdos. Telly's in the house. Time to get paid. Turbo going where? Turbo's going to be about 10 cents by the end of it, in my opinion. William, good to see you. The principal, we up in here, fam. Jed said therapy. There you go. Z to the U, the house hippo will steal your keys if you don't hit the like button. Exactly. Nudge, the House Hippo commercial is extra funny because MSM and the government are the biggest. Exactly. It's irony at its finest. Focus. When Rob enters a room, he doesn't turn on the lights. He turns the dark off. I've never heard that one before. That's good. That's good. Grip this. What's going on? Good to see you. Milk Money checking in. Good afternoon. Happy Monday. Guys, you know I freaking love Mondays. You guys know that. Jamie, what's going on? Big C. Good afternoon, Rob. Crypto Weirdos. Turbo waking up nicely. Yeah, Turbo's having a nice little run. Carrie Ann, if you were only able to invest in one single project aside from Bitcoin, this full market, everyone always asks me that. Everyone's always trying to get me to tell them what to buy by asking these weird little like circumvent questions to get, it's like, tell me what to buy. Honestly, if I had to pick one project from the bottom of the bear market besides Bitcoin, for this cycle, man, that's hard. Maybe Zebek, something like that. Gain. Since the abnormal massive fall in the altcoins during January and March, alts have to work double to catch up. What do you think? Yeah, I mean, I guess you're not wrong, but the way you worded it is I don't agree with. They don't have to work hard, right? It just, for me, it's the opposite. You kind of put a bearish spin on it, but for me, the spin is actually because of the abnormal fall in alts during January and March, there's more ROI in them, right? So it's all about perspective, really, right? Daryl, good to see you, man. Hey, Rob, how do you think CPI data tomorrow is bullish? Yeah, I think it comes out bullish. To be honest with you. That's what I'm thinking. Gain, I'm watching season 5 of Vikings. Is Floki's meme coin named? Vikings is one of my favorite shows, man. Absolutely amazing. I was going to say some things, but I don't want to spoil it for you. So it's one of my favorite shows, man. Wendy says, hit the like button. Yes, guys, make sure you're smashing the like and subscribe to the channel. What do we got? 367 people watching, and we have 132 likes. Let's get this up, guys. Let's get it to 200. Ice Cube says it best, man. You can do it. Put your back into it. Let's go. Smash that like button. Let's get to 200. Brock says Zebek Network announced partnership with Uphold. Yeah, I covered that in a video this morning. MoonPay ads all over YouTube. Yes, that's how you know we're ramping up, man. That's how you know we're ramping up. Ty Kim, if time allows, can you check chart for Floki? I can check the chart for it, I suppose. I'm not a big meme coin chart guy. I'm on the 8 hour. Let me go back to the daily here. Look at that V-shaped recovery there. Holy smokes. You're pretty extended right now. You've had quite a run. Yeah, you're rejecting off your 7.8. You rejected off your 7.86. You're trying to find your 618 as support. If you can hold your 618 at about what have we got here? 40952. That's where you're going to want to hold support, right? Whether you can or not, we'll find out. But you're going to need to consolidate. I think you're going to consolidate here for a couple of days. Maybe build a bit of a bull flag or bullpen it, right? If you can hold support. I can see you doing something like this before another break to the upside. I can see that happening here on Floki. Dominic, I want Miria at 2 cents. Hey, you and me both, man. You and me both. Cody made it. Nice. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Carlos, yo, Rob, Swift is moving, brother. Yeah, 20.5% up on the day. Very nice. Twitch. What will Swift stop at before correcting? Swift's got a long road ahead of it, man. It's got a long road ahead of it, honestly. I mean, my next leg up for Swift, Like, look at that. Look at that candle, man, on the breakout. That is a clean breakout. Yeah, look at that. You got on Swift. You've rejected. You got all the way up to your 618 and then rejected off, and now you're below your 5 fib, your 5% fib there. So it depends where you're going to close, but you could reject right here and just kind of, you might spend a couple of days right here between your 382 at a 1 cent 3 and 1 cent 39. You could spend a couple of days, or same thing as Floki. Same thing as Floki. It looks like what you're probably going to do here is you're probably going to build some sort of a bull pennant, and then you're going to go again, right? That's my guess on that. What do we got? We got some more. We got more super chats to get into here. Z to the U, Rob, can you look at Turbo's chart? Sell now? Turbo. It's turbo time. Do it. Do it now. Yeah, that's a pretty clean break, just like a lot of the charts, man. You had your descending channel, you broke out. Yeah, you're probably going to consolidate in this area. You know, depending on what Bitcoin does, it might be a good time to take some profits, especially since it's a meme coin, right? BK Sal, hey brother, internal struggle here. The recent H-bar pump finally got me back to even, 24 cents. Sold 50% yesterday. Dumped the rest for dry powder. Yeah, wouldn't be a bad idea, man. Wouldn't be a bad idea, right? You got in at H-bar at a higher price and then it corrected. So worst case scenario, if H-bar probably will correct, you can get back in at a lower price, right? If you're even on it. Jay, how's that M2 looking? Maybe another leg up. Let's have a looky, Lou. Let's have a looky, Lou. No, it's still just kind of down, actually. The M2. It's not down. It's just, I don't know. See? Just kind of on par right now. So it's not doing anything crazy, but in my opinion, the M2 has not topped. Not even close. So, Kevin. When I was young, Zebink was my nickname, so Zebek was a good fit for me. That's why I'm so bullish on Zebek. Thank you. Hey, absolutely, brother. Thank you for supporting the channel, man. Thank you for supporting the channel, brother. Jake the Snake, I'm settling for a Jim Bear Market Patreon. For a Jim Bear Market Patreon. I'll take it. I'll take it. All right. What do we got here? Gain said Wall Street estimates CPI higher, but I'm hoping it stays flat or lower. There you go. All right, I'm going to start getting into some of the news here, guys. The chat is going crazy. So if you want to get my attention, fire your question over in a super chat because I got to start getting into the news. I will jump to your question. Okay, so I'm not ignoring you. A couple things to cover today. What do we got going on out there, guys? Let's have a look. So we got 405 people watching and we got 147 likes. Come on, guys. Let's get to 200. Let's get to 200. Quick shout out to the channel sponsor, Decent Biometric Wallet. Not your keys, not your coins, guys. Simply use our link down below to get yourself a phenomenal deal. Keep your crypto safe. Stake it through the bear market on your self-custody wallet. All right. Let's get into the news. Man, Turbo's really running today, huh? U.S. regulators release final rules for banks on how to offer crypto custody. The Federal Reserve, Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, and Office of the Comptroller of the Currency have officially laid out new instructions for how banks can handle crypto custody services without breaking any regulatory boundaries. The agencies acting under President Trump's administration issued a joint statement on Monday explaining exactly how traditional lenders should manage crypto holdings for their clients. According to the statement received by Cryptopolitan, these new instructions replace earlier warnings and restrictions that made it harder for banks to enter the crypto market. Thank you, Democrats. The update comes just months after regulators pulled back previous guidance on crypto-related risks in April and revoked the 2022 directive that forced banks to notify regulators in advance before engaging in any crypto activity. Oh, Gary's tangled web of deception is being destroyed. From now on, crypto operations will be monitored as part of a routine supervision, just like any other banking business. The agencies warned that any bank stepping into crypto custody must understand what it's getting into and build out systems that can handle it. The regulators made clear that safekeeping crypto means having control of the cryptographic keys that gives access to those assets. And that control must meet every relevant law and regulation. Before even launching custody services, banks are expected to assess how these operations fit into their overall risk profile and strategy. They need to know the tech, stay updated on industry practices, and prepare for surprises. So a lot of banks are going to have to hire people to do that, to stay up to date on the industry's practices and everything like that, right? So I guess it's creating more jobs in the banking industry. Quote, an effective risk assessment would consider such things as banking organizations' core financial risks given the strategic direction and business model, the agencies said in their joint statement. Every employee, whether sitting in the C-suite or working on it, must have the training and operational knowledge to run crypto custody services properly. The statement added that all parts of the bank must be able to establish adequate operational capacity and appropriate control to conduct the activity in a safe and sound manner. Without this foundation, they're simply not allowed to offer these services. The guidelines also require contingency plans. That means giving a real plan when systems break or if crypto custody processes fails. This isn't operational. It must be built into the bank's setup from day one. The agency said the entire framework should be flexible enough to adapt to the fast-changing crypto landscape. What works today might not work tomorrow. Banks are allowed to work with third-party companies and handle crypto safekeeping, like using sub-custodian or tech providers, but the statement stressed that banks will still carry all the responsibility, subject to the terms and conditions in the customer agreement. A banking organization is responsible for the activities performed by the sub-custodian and regulators. The regulator said. The responsibility covers everything from which crypto assets the bank supports to how the sub-custodian tech works. Even if the third party is doing most of the work, the bank must do due diligence ahead of time. That means checking how keys are created, stored, and deleted, and confirming that the sub-custodian uses strong safeguards. Banks are also expected to look at what would happen to customer assets if the sub-custodian goes bankrupt or suffers operational problems. Regulators also addressed another common setup. When a bank handles custody in-house, but still uses third-party technology, whether it's software, hardware, or anything in between, banks are expected to evaluate the risks. That includes deciding whether it's safer to build their own system or rely on someone else's tools. The statement said, quote, effective risk management will generally include weighing the risks of purchasing third-party software or hardware versus maintaining such software or hardware as a service. Auditing also made the list of requirements. The agency said the banks must create audit programs specifically for their crypto custody operations. That includes reviewing key generation, storage, and deletion processes, verifying transfer controls, and checking that IT systems meet security standards. These audits should also assess whether staff have the skills to manage crypto-related risks? And if not, outside help must be brought in. So, my question is, why could this not have been done 2 years ago? Because the Democrats were attacking the crypto industry. This could have been done so long ago, but this is extremely bullish. I digress. It is very, very bullish for us. So, good news all around. It's a great kickoff to Crypto Week, guys. The Fed has been very, very wrong on the tariff issues. Check it out.
Now, National Economic Council Director Kevin Hassett. Great to have you on, Kevin. Hasn't been that long, but I see you a lot around, and I always wish it was with us, but we understand. we understand you've got a lot to say. I'll tell you, the thing I'd like to start with, we get so excited about pending deals when we keep hearing by, last time it was, I think by Wednesday, we were going to have 2 or 3 big deals. And they don't come. Wouldn't it be better to just wait or something? Why does nothing, like India? We were sure India, we were going to hear about India. Can you update us on that? Or maybe you shouldn't update us, because then we start getting our hopes up and then nothing ever happened.
Right. The bottom line is that there have been ongoing negotiations with numerous countries and close to final deals that when the president reviews them, he wants more for the American people. We've got a guy who's the best deal maker in history, who made billions of dollars by, squeezing everything out of deals. And he's doing that for the American people right now. And so talks are ongoing. We've got a deadline and we'll see how things land. But I know they're going to land in favor of the American people.
CPI tomorrow, Kevin, and a day doesn't go by where we don't wonder collectively where the tariff effect is. And maybe August 1st, things get more, more interesting, and if people don't come to the table and more things happen. But at this point, we haven't seen the negative impacts either with inflation, really, or the labor market of tariffs. Why is that? Is it because shelter has been a tailwind as costs come down, or oil prices? Why is it that we haven't? Is it still coming, or is it never coming? No, the bad effect on inflation.
The biggest, most interesting data item in this place, Joe, is the fact that the CEA put out a report, Council of Economic Advisors, that showed that import prices into the U.S. are actually dropping during all this. And my theory as an economist of why that is that Americans, because of President Trump's leadership, have recognized that when they buy an American product, they not only get perhaps a better product, certainly a better product most of the time, but they're also making their community stronger. And so there's, I think, a lot of patriotism in the data. The bottom line is people prefer American products. And so therefore the demand for imports has gone way down so much that even with what tariffs have been there, where people would say, oh, they might increase prices at least a little bit, we've seen prices going down. The other factor, don't forget, is that if we have a trade deficit year after year after year with a country, then by definition, they're supplying stuff to us inelastically. And so if you have an inelastic supplier and you put a tariff on them, then the inelastic supplier bears the tariff. I think putting it all together, we haven't seen it in the data, and it's been long enough. It's been long enough, right? We've got hundreds of billions of dollars of tariffs coming in. The CBO says that we're now, with the things that are already in place, set for $3 trillion in tariffs over the next 10 years, just about. And all of that, and we haven't seen big market responses. In fact, the market's been going up. We haven't seen inflation responses. And we've got all that tariff revenue coming in. Imagine if we had a tax hike of that scale, how much upset there'd be. I talk about that. Yeah, I talk about that a lot. Everybody that hates the tariffs can't wait to raise taxes, but this doesn't count as raising any money. It's weird. You mentioned we have deficits, so we don't like countries we have trade deficits. We got a surplus with Brazil. And I won't say I immediately said that we shouldn't be using tariffs for all these different reasons, and Bolsonaro, whatever we're using it for, because sanctions aren't the same as tariffs. I understand that. And you're supposed to have a legitimate reason or emergency reason for it. But what about that? What about using tariffs
for anything that you decide you want to do to try to modify some other country's behavior? What if people start doing that to us with things they don't like that we do?
Look, the president has made it clear that there are a couple of national emergencies. There's a national emergency with fentanyl, and there's a national emergency because of the trade deficit. And one of the problems with Brazil is, well, Brazil is transshipping Chinese goods. I mean, it's not a big stretch at all to think about where are the goods going to go with the sort of 50-ish% tariff that we currently have on China. And so I think the president's right to draw a line in the sand. And again, we'll see what happens with the negotiations between now and August.
Hey, Kevin, so should the Federal Reserve, hey, it's good to see you. Should the Federal Reserve be working with the administration's plans or goals, or should it operate independently?
Oh, the Federal Reserve should be independent. The president has the right to voice his opinion. And the bottom line is that the Federal Reserve has been very, very wrong on this tariff issue. They've been saying it's going to cause inflation, and they've done that while the European Central Bank has been cutting rates a lot because inflation appears by everybody's standards to be just about under control. And so think about it this way.
But Europe doesn't have the economy that we have. Kevin, Europe doesn't have the economy we have. We're in a much better position.
If you look at their inflation,
growth.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dick. If you look at their inflation and our inflation, it's almost spot on. It's almost exactly the same number.
Right, but we have stronger economic
growth. And
it's
come down. Yeah, but the growth is coming from supply side effects of Trump policies, which isn't inflationary.
Kevin, I'm curious if you saw
inflation goes down.
Yeah, he's got a point. I mean, every other country's cutting rates like crazy, except Powell. Powell was cutting rates. He was cutting rates when Biden was in the office. He's not cutting rates with this new administration in the office. So, Federal Reserve rate cuts discussed amid market speculation. There is ongoing speculation regarding potential Federal Reserve rate cuts below 1%, influenced by comments reportedly made by former President Donald Trump on July 15th. They mean 14th, because that would be tomorrow. Financial analysts and institutions are closely monitoring these discussions as they bear significant implications for interest rates and cryptocurrency markets. Trump's remarks influence rate cut speculation as market watches. Reported statements from President Donald Trump suggest that the Federal Reserve should reduce interest rates below 1%. However, there is no corroborating evidence that Trump's current X/Twitter account is official statements on the Federal Reserve platform supporting these claims. Market experts are cautious, pointing that despite the rumors, no formal sentiment aligns with the definite move to sub 1% rates. The CME Fed tool shows a low likelihood of a rate cut in the upcoming meeting. I agree. I don't think we're going to get a rate cut this month. Market speculation is prevalent, with analysts highlighting the effects of cryptocurrency valuations on macro-sensitive assets. Investors are weary of the potential for increased volatility in Bitcoin and Ethereum and DeFi tokens. However, current on-chain data remains stable without significant fluctuations tied to these reports. Comments from key industry figures are notably absent, as leading financial commentators have not remarked on the rumors' statements' potential impact. Analysts like Jan Hatzius from Goldman Sachs emphasizes that while economic pressures exist, current conditions do not dictate an immediate need for a drastic rate cut. She's the chief economist at economist at Goldman Sachs, noted, although the Fed's threshold for rate cuts is higher than in 2019, Goldman Sachs believes that despite high inflation, the rising unemployment rate may still prompt the Fed to take action. Did you know in previous instances where rate cuts were anticipated, Bitcoin's market value surged by over 20%, suggesting heightened investor activity during periods of expected economic adjustments? I don't think we're getting a rate cut this month, guys. I think that they're going to claim, even though inflation is below 2% now, they're going to claim that they need to wait and see until September. But again, like I said before, I think that's going to cause the markets to pump through August as well, because we're going to be pricing in a rate cut in September. So just because we're not getting a rate cut in July does not mean that the markets are still not going to pump through August and the rest of July as a result of I think there's probably going to be a pretty high percentage chance of a rate cut in September, I would believe. So, David, hey Rob, which one at the moment, Zebek or Cookie? Love your opinion, trust you, man. Flip a coin, man. Maybe, probably. Well, if you zoom out on the week, what do you got? Cookie's down up 16, Zebek's up 36. On the month, Zebek is down more, so I'd probably go with Zebek. Go after the green. Go after the red, brother. Go after the red. Jay Money, Bulbasaur in the house on his lunch break. Love you too, brother. Thomas, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Okay, what else do we have? We got another clip here from Squawk Box. Check it out, guys. Mr. Pompliano on Squawk Box.
Bitcoin this morning hitting a new high above $123,000 doing this right now on the move, and what it means. Anthony Pompliano is here as the founder and CEO of Professional Capital Management. Good morning to you. I guess, as Joe said, if you're going to get to 250,000 or 500,000, you got to cross 123 at some point. But what do you think is happening? What's driving it right this moment?
First of all, welcome to the greatest show on Wall Street. I think that Wall Street's full undivided attention now is on Bitcoin. And really, there's three things that drove this move. The first is that there's been record inflows into the ETFs. So last Thursday, 1.2 billion, second highest day. Those ETFs now collectively have over 140 billion. BlackRock's fund is now almost $90 billion in about a year. They went from not having a Bitcoin ETF to now they have a top 20 largest ETF in the world. So there's a lot of inflows there. Second thing is the options expired at the end of Q2. And so all that downward pressure on Bitcoin obviously goes away. That helps kind of like a beach ball getting put underneath the water, right? Obviously it can pop back up. And then the third thing is that there was a lot of short sellers. And you started to see that build up. And as they got blown out, as Bitcoin ran, you get into this price discovery phase. If you go back to November, we went from 70,000 to 90,000 in about 2 to 3 weeks. And 70,000 was a new all-time high. What we're watching now is we broke through that $110,000 range. That was the previous all-time high. I don't know if it goes to 140, but it sure is going to make a big move here because you are in a true price discovery phase.
And how much of this do you think at this point then gets driven by ETFs, or do you think it's really more going to be individuals buying the underlying asset?
Well, the reason why I call it the greatest show on Wall Street is everyone wants Bitcoin. Like, this is no longer a contrarian trade. This is a consensus trade now. And so you have the ETFs, you have the Bitcoin treasury companies, you have retail, you have sovereign wealth fund. Everybody wants Bitcoin.
Should we be scared of that? Meaning, we were talking about just economists and analysts. We're like, when the economists have a consensus view, you usually should go the other direction.
Yeah, well, the economists still don't like Bitcoin, so I think we're okay. But if you take a look at, the S&P, everyone wants the S&P, right? And so what you want is persistent kind of price insensitive buyers. And that's finally what Bitcoin has. And it's not just coming from retail investors, it's also coming from these institutions. And I think that'll continue to drive the price.
Does it matter what Congress does anymore?
I think that Bitcoin has always been a decentralized asset that really didn't care what anyone else did.
But part of the bullishness was in friendlier administration, friendlier Congress.
Oh, it definitely helps. It definitely helps, right? If you had to choose.
Is the bill going to pass?
Is what?
Is the bill going to pass, the one that's pending?
I think that the bill will pass, but again, the bills, most of the bills are actually not addressing Bitcoin in particular.
Right.
Stable coins, market structure, things like that.
General crypto universe, though.
Yeah, I look, obviously having an administration that created the strategic Bitcoin reserve, leaned into Bitcoin, I think is a very bullish element, but I don't think that Bitcoin was going to go down or not.
You notice how he refuses to say crypto? He will only talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin Maxi at its finest.
Work if the administration wasn't positive on it.
You see, Superman named his dog Crypto. I'm not kidding.
Should have named it Bitcoin.
No, it's with a K.
With a K
Different.
after kryptonite.
Yeah. Why would Superman name his dog after kryptonite?
To prove that
You hear him? Should have named his dog Bitcoin, not crypto. Dude.
he can try.
No, maybe it's after Krypton.
Oh, yeah.
The plan.
Probably what it
Probably.
was. Yeah.
I got a question.
Which of the bills,
Oh,
like
go
there's two bills that they're focusing on. There's one that's probably easily going to get through. The other one
Yeah.
will require help from Democrats.
Yeah.
And where do things stand on that? That may be a heavier lift.
So what's really interesting, I interviewed Patrick McHenry a couple weeks ago, and what he said is they split this. It used to be one idea. They split it into two things because he thought it'd be easier to get the stablecoin thing through first.
Right.
He actually thinks that they should put them back together now, that their support, and go ahead and get it approved. I don't know if that will happen, but I just think that there is so much momentum around this that it becomes a situation where there's more pain rather than anything if you don't support this. Like, it is very obvious. I tweeted right before I came on. Warren Buffett is sitting on 5% of the treasury market. Boomers are buying up bonds. Young people are gobbling up as much Bitcoin as possible. What do you think young people care about? They don't care what happens in the bond market nearly as much as they care about what happens in the Bitcoin market. And so I think that politicians are not stupid. They understand that the future constituency that they have cares about this sector, and they're going to lean in.
Politicians are not stupid. That's quite a statement. Can you prove that?
You pick which ones you like and which ones you don't.
Anthony, I don't know if you want to weigh in on it, but obviously we just had Bob Diamond and his colleague on 2 minutes ago. The idea of whether custody for coins should be living inside of a Coinbase style, somebody else doing it for you, effectively like a bank, if you believe that without the FDIC insurance, I should say that up front, or whether you should effectively own it yourself, put it under your mattress with some kind of protections around it if you believe that there are.
Yeah. Well, I think that there's different people in the market. Now, the hardcore Bitcoiners, right? And I fully believe in self-custody. You should have the right to, and you should learn how to actually take control of those coins, be able to move them, hold them, secure them, et cetera. And so self-custody is a key part of Bitcoin and the value proposition to the world. At the same time, we live in a real financial regulated world where there's a lot of investors and LPs that are not going to let a fund manager or a public company have, a CEO who's walking around with the private keys. And so there are going to be these qualified custodians, third parties that people use. And so it goes back to, what are you optimizing for and what are the limitations placed on you? Again, a public company is very different than an individual. I think individuals should go learn about self-custody. We should also recognize that public companies are in a different situation.
Okay. Anthony, great to see you. Appreciate it.
The thing is, guys, for banks, the reason that you need banks to be able to custody crypto is because at the end of the day, there's a lot, like probably the majority of potential retail investors in crypto, right? They don't know how to operate self-custody. They don't know how to operate exchanges, and they don't want to learn, right? They want to be able to go to the bank and say, buy me XRP, buy me Ethereum, buy me some Bitcoin. You hold it, you buy it. When I tell you to sell, you sell. That's how you're going to get the majority of retail investors to get into crypto, right? So you got to have that. It's a necessary evil. Kaylee, I see what you're saying about Cesar's video. It's kind of misleading, right? Because what happens with rate cuts and pumps and dumps is that generally people know, right? They usually announce ahead of time. People generally know about a month ahead of time that a rate cut is going to happen. The rate cut gets priced into the market a month ahead of time. So what ends up happening is the market anticipates a rate cut. It pumps the month before, and then after the rate cut actually happens, the market has a correction because it's been pumping for the last month. That's why it's a little bit misleading that they cut a rate and then the market dumps. It's because the rate cut was priced in the month before. It's not rate cut and then pump. It's pump and then rate cut and then correction. So it's a little bit misleading, right? Can I buy a doggy coin, please? Exactly. Goes to the bank. Exactly. Yes. Beebs, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you, brother. Yeah. All right, guys. So listen, I got a coaching mentorship call I got to do over on the Patreon. Get over there, guys. Get yourselves in today. Passive income opportunities like crazy over there. Make enough passive income in crypto to leave your 9-to-5, guys. Get over to the Patreon. Get yourself into our coaching calls as well. They're free as a Patreon member, so check that out. And listen, if you are new to crypto, guys, get over there right now. Now is the time to get the guidance. Learn how to create an exit strategy and a profit-taking plan before things start going crazy. Don't wait for the market to go nuts, and then you're standing there while everything's going crazy looking around for help. Get the help you need now. Get over to the Patreon. We will help you devise an exit strategy, profit-taking plan, and so much more. Join the community of thousands of people. Guys, we've helped 43 people on the Patreon hit 7-figure portfolios now. You could be next. Check it out. The link is down below. It's in the chat. It's in the pinned comments. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.